just still just one of those days. It's kind of raining out. It's raining. It's perfect day, to be honest with you, with the little rain. I was just speaking on the rain earlier today about how it's peaceful and calming. Um, I've, I've been people been asking me like, man, you've been sitting in prison a long time. Like they be trying to ask me my mind state, like what was I thinking about, and what I was going through, and things of that nature. So a lot of those questions take a long time to answer. To really get in depth, it take a long time to get in depth on and give you a real understanding of my mind state and what I was going through mentally, spiritually, and morally. When I tell when I be thinking when I actually reflect back on was when I was younger, and I had went to go see this movie, New Jack City, and New Jack City was my movie. It was like based on, Nina, you all know what it's based on, but when I watched New Jack City, I know either you wanted to be Nino Brown or G Money, or you wanted to be both of them, G Money and Nino Brown. Only reason people didn't want to be G Money because G Money had started smoking crack in the movement and was using the pipe, so a lot of people shied over to a lot of people rode with Nino Brown. But at the time when the movie was out, Nino Brown. We hyped Nino Brown up so much and made him glorify him so much because this was like the hood dude or the hood nigga with all the money, the crack dealer, and he had the hood on lock. He was getting money. At the end of the movie, as y'all know, Nino said, um, "Hey, this shit bigger than me. This shit bigger than me. If I go down, I'm telling on everybody." He actually pointed out the guy in that was in the courtroom, Kareem Akbar or whatever. But even in that moment in history, when they showed that movie, even when the movie played all the way through, most of us still went away from the movie theater saying, "Hey, we want to be Nino Brown." But fast forwarding up today, when I was in federal prison, thinking back about Nino Brown, thinking about what cultivated my mind to put me on the path that I was on, because of course the movies cultivated a lot of our minds. We actually looked at the movies and began to start living them out. Hollywood actually promoted these movies to allow us to start living them out in society. So when I left when I left the movie theater, I wanted to be Nino Brown. But now I'm sitting in federal prison. I'm thinking like, why do I want to be Nino Brown? But Nino Brown had became a snitch in the movie. He actually told on everybody, and we never highlighted that back then. But the point being to what I'm speaking of as far as with New Jack City, now that I'm older, I realized that the movie New Jack City had set black people back, had set us back almost 50 years. The movie alone had set us back. Because the movie alone promoted black on black crime, promoted drug dealing, promoted blacks preying on their own blacks to get rich off of. The movie promoted blacks doing drugs. The movie promoted the sale of crack cocaine. The movie made people believe that crack cocaine was the way, made blacks believe crack cocaine was the way that you get money in your neighborhood, was the way you live, was the American way, was the black man way. And Nino Brown, the character Nino Brown, became a folktale or a hero in the black community, which in my life it did. In my belief system, when I was indoctrinated with this movie, and when I came home and seeing guys were selling crack, men were selling crack, and I related it all back to the movie because the movie made more sense of it, or gave me more of a path or a guide to understand what crack cocaine was about, how you sell crack cocaine, who you sell it to, why you sell it, and things of these nature. At a young age, I'm talking, I seen this movie at 17 years old. So that movie played on my mind to such a magnitude that I began to live out that way of life that I had seen depicted in a movie called New Jack City. New Jack City helped us out none because what New Jack City did was wiped away all the 80s and all the 70s and all the 60s that we had strived on our on black consciousness. New Jack City wiped all that away. And we began to take on the precepts or the concepts of Nino Brown and G Money. A lot of us had the G Money gold chains on with the dollar sign, and a lot of us began to dress like Nino Brown. A lot of us we began to use all the sayings, "I'm my brother's keeper. We all we got," you know. But at the end of the movie, the sayings and the codes was all broken by Nino Brown. But yet we never highlighted those things. We never made those the topic of conversation. We only made the topic of conversation selling drugs, getting money, gang banging, shooting each other, taking over neighborhoods, and living that out accordingly in our neighborhoods. So you know, when I was sitting in federal prison and I thought about my whole entire life, I started off with the movie New Jack City, because the movie New Jack City is what launched me into crack sales.